Victor.adetiba with scrumlife.com, back with our What is Scrum book club, where we discuss and demystify Scrum for the masses. This episode is sponsored by Mansa Tech Training Academy, link in the description. If you've ever gotten any value from any of our videos, please hit the like and subscribe button now. Today, we're reading another excerpt from the book, 97 Things Every Scrum Practitioner Should Know, Collective Wisdom from the Experts, edited by Gunther Verheyen. Page 58. That's not my job. Marcus Gardner. This is a story from a colleague who was providing technical coaching for a client. He was one of the technical coaches working with 40 Scrum teams to improve on their technical and development practices and bring them on par with 21st century standards. At one of these sessions, the technical coaches provided training and mentoring and coaching about modern development concepts like test-driven development, TDD, and acceptance level, TDD, ATDD. One of the developers involved went to his desk, opened his drawer, pulled out his working contract, pointed at it, and said, it does not say testing in here. Clearly, that developer was relying heavily on his paper contract. If it didn't state to wash his hands after he went to the toilet, maybe he wouldn't have done so either. Who knows? But seriously, does it help if an idle team member points out something that is not in their job while the work needs to get done and all the other people involved are too busy to do it? Not really. Taking a closer look at companies, large and small, we see a particular pattern. In smaller companies, it seems to be more accepted behavior to take over work, even though it may not be part of your job description or not even your expertise. In larger companies, though, people are more hesitant to do so, as the likelihood of stepping on someone else's toes is higher and might cause problems, not to mention that it often doesn't help them advance their career. Regardless, I don't think the latter attitude is helpful to solve the complex problems for which we introduce the use of Scrum. As humans, we are born with few fully developed skills. One of the core things the human brain is capable of is learning new things, which it does continuously for its whole life. We learn to crawl, to stand up, and eventually to walk and run. Each next step of our path of continuous learning frees us from the perceived problems we experienced in every previous phase. Just because something is not your job, it should not keep you from acquiring the skills to perform that work if it has to be done. And if that work really does not have to be done, then everybody will probably agree to not do it. That is very different from saying, that's not my job. We learn to improve all our lives long. That's what distinguishes humans from other species. Use that capability that makes you human to contribute to your team's efforts while also developing yourself. That's not my job really is a pretty cheap excuse for not doing the related work. Don't go there because it undermines team morale and your self-development. I definitely agree for the most parts with the sentiments in this excerpt. I think that as a team, if the team wants to succeed, it doesn't matter what individual's job it is so much that the team gets the work completed. And that's how we operate in Scrum, right? We commit to work as a team, not as individuals. We don't work in silos. We work together and do things with the consensus and consideration of the team. At the same time, I think there are a lot of organizations that will attempt to take advantage of people who come in with that mindset. And so organizations may try to extract labor from individuals as opposed to hiring specifically for those roles or overburdening individuals with work. So what should have been a 40-hour work week now becomes a 50, 60-hour work week because there's not a dedicated person, or there isn't um, dedicated headcount or capacity to get that type of work done specifically. And so I think it's important for development teams, with the support of the Scrum Master as well as organizations, to make sure that there is a balance of the two. A balance, one, of team members being committed to doing what's best for the team and for completing the work that they've committed to, as well as organizations making sure that teams are, one, not overburdened or overworked. The Agile Manifesto says that um, our developers should work at a sustainable pace. And so a 50, 60-hour work week is not a sustainable pace. Um, and so organizations need to do what they can to lighten the load and take into consideration the potentially heavy workloads that they could be exerting on their developers, if that onus is only on them to do additional work and not on the company to provide them with the resources that the team needs um, to deliver the best work that they possibly can. Did you gain any value from today's episode? Give us a like, leave me a comment, tell us what you think, and subscribe so that you get notified of future videos. Looking forward to seeing you in our next episode.